bring this to the Chinese.
I'm not at page 12.
Okay, on this, you're gonna, up here, you're going to look at your month of birth and circle it. Oh, here. Okay. Now, somebody tell me your birthday.
March 20th.
March 20th. Gee, March, it starts on the 5th. March 20th, you're born in the month of the rat. You remember that? Rabbit. You got a, you're lucky. You got a good one. Okay, who else? Give me another month.
August 9th.
August 9th. See, it's after the 7th, he's month of the monkey. So everything I talked about the monkey, relates to his work. We can only have time to talk about your work. If you've been with us a long time and you know how to do more, then you do it while we're talking. Now, can I have somebody who's confused?
Your dog.
You're the month of the dog. Everybody got their month? Yes. Circle it here.
On September 22nd.
What do you see?
A rooster.
Okay, circle it.
I did.
Okay, circle
And you're
it
top
here.
4. Rooster is top 4.
Circle rooster.
But go to this, if you want to know, you want to know your 4 animals. You go to this website and you enter it. If you don't know your hour, you only have 3 animals. So the chart's going to be 75% accurate, okay? You need 4 animals.
Why are there 8 on this?
Huh?
Why are there 8 if you don't?
No, there's 4 animals. Look at the bottom.
Oh, got it.
Bottom are the animals, top are your.
Show the elements.
Okay, now go to the next slide. Okay, everybody know this? Anybody not know their month of birth? Oh, you're so smart. Okay, the next. Now go here. He's monkey, so he's going to go here and he's going to circle monkey everywhere he sees it.
Right.
But it's not there.
I'll see
Because
that.
monkey has the toughest. It's the toughest of the year.
Tough one.
That was such a good presentation. Wow. I don't want to know anymore.
You have to come back because you're going to get animals. Don't worry. Don't worry. He has to rely on all of you in here.
I do that anyway.
I need to
Good year
find
coming
out
up,
their
Patrick.
birthdays because your savior is in the room.
They
It
got
could be your wife. Could be your wife.
So when are you close friends?
Okay, so who had? She had a rabbit.
We're good for everything except for
Your ox. Yeah. She had a rabbit.
money. We're good.
I'm a horse.
Horse.
Rabbit.
Of course, a racehorse. Yeah. Marianne, Black Beauty.
Now rabbit. Rabbit.
Yes.
He's gonna circle here.
Circle all the rabbits.
Top 4. He's one of the lucky ones. Rabbit. One of the 4 nobles. These are the 2 stars. You got any of these in your month, you're very lucky in your career. If you got them in the rest of your chart, the day, the month, the hour, or the hour, the day, year, or your luck cycle, you also get help. So do you have any of these?
Goat, rat.
If you have goat, rat, so remember his monkey is not good. But he has a goat. You see? You see he has a goat, and he has a goat. So
Where does he have a goat?
in his day.
My goat is in my hour.
Hour. He has a goat in his hour. He can everybody got their month, right?
Yes.
Your ox, right? Yes. Okay, you're gonna circle ox.
Circle the ox.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Now you find ox in,
Okay.
if you have ox in the top 4, you have 4 nobles. These are, each one of these counts
Just
one
go and
one
circle
point.
it. Just circle it. Circle ox. The rabbit guy.
Then that's.
Rabbit. He's got a rabbit. He's almost in every one of these. These are the pluses. We don't put the minuses.
Yeah, if you don't have it in there, I mean, I don't think anybody won't have it. Some will have more than others.
You can follow. Okay, if you're brand new, okay, everybody attention. The month, we're gonna focus on the month the whole way through. So when I talk about the rabbit, the gentleman over here is, Matt is gonna think, oh, she's talking about my work, she's talking about my work, she's talking about my work. When I talk to the monkey, he's gonna say, oh, she's talking about my
Just
my
remember.
work.
Yeah.
Month is your work.
Okay.
If you have, but he doesn't have a good one for the year. But he has an ox, a goat. So he's gotta rely on one of the other guys in his chart. So if you're quick, if you're not quick, you're not gonna be able to follow me. But if you're quick, or semi-quick, he will then pay attention every time I talk about the goat. He's gonna say, that's my hour. So hour is, and we're gonna go over this later, hour affects something else, and we'll tell you what that is. Okay, and then,
You can take a picture of this, is what I would do. Then you can go back and reference it.
it's on here, that's on here, it's right here. So just go here, you circled your month, you go here and you circle all your month on here. A big red star or star.
Right.
Then, like Patrick, who doesn't have a good one in the month, he might go around here and do ox, 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 but he knows it's not his month. He knows this is not his career. This is just another way to go get help from somewhere else. Okay? Those of you who have this in your month, you automatically gonna have a lot of help at work.
Oh,
And
so
it's
that makes sense,
easier
right?
for you. You may have a monkey in the day, then you're gonna have a problem, right? In some other aspect of your life. So today we'll just focus on your career. If you don't have a good one in your career, if you have a horse in the month, if you have a horse born in June,
I do.
Me too.
I'm
June what?
June 25th.
June 25th, you're definitely the horse?
Right.
June 16th.
Definitely the horse?
June 6th.
June 6th. These three need to listen very carefully because you have most changes that are gonna happen this year are for you.
Who's that? Who do I look at?
That's
Okay, I got my.
Just so you know, because then he can help you.
Who, Patrick?
Yeah.
me. Oh, Patrick,
If you
okay.
have a problem, like
Okay.
he has a problem with his month, and so do you. You guys have to be more reliant on people who have all this good stuff. So you go around and you say, that guy's got
I'm
a
a
rabbit.
rabbit.
Everybody needs to
Rabbits
hang out in
in
his
charge.
office. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody needs to go be with Patrick. Anybody born in the ox month? Okay, everybody who's born in this month, rooster month, keep your hands up. Goat month, rabbit month, ox month, okay, keep your hands up. Patrick, these are the ones, look at them all, look behind you, you all look at each other.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah,
Took
okay.
on top of
More than half of them, we're proud.
Alright, so
You
Monday
get
night
the
drinks,
help.
Tuesday night drinks, Wednesday night drinks, Thursday
Okay,
night
let's get
drinks.
started, we'll go back more in depth with this thing. So, anyway, I wanted to introduce myself and my feng shui partner, Patricia Lee. My name is Lillian E. I've been an agent with Pat Union for 31 years.
Wow.
You're too young for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we started doing this feng shui thing, I don't know, 7, 8 years, 10 years ago, you know. I used to coordinate all the Chinese New Year parties, and we're gonna have a dim sum luncheon for you after the presentation. So anyway, you know, the Chinese astrology is one of the oldest metaphysical arts, you know, go back a long way, probably, maybe after the Egyptians, I don't know. But anyway, this year, which starts February 4th, is the year of the metal rat. And it's a dynamic process, because somebody will say, oh, I always get good luck. Yeah, maybe you do, because maybe you were born with good work ethics and, you know, whatever, and you work very hard for your clients. But even the best agents are going to have up and down years. And part of it is just to give you kind of a snapshot about how this whole metaphysical thing works. It's not about feng shui. Feng shui is about the real estate, about where you live, where you work, and all that. We're talking about astrology today. And what I'm going to give to you is more of a global taste of what's going to happen for the year. So the metal rat year, which is called in Chinese Gongsu, you know, metal rat, starts in the lunar calendar, January 25th, and it ends February 11th. But the feng shui calendar, we always start to February 4th. So officially, we're still in the pig year right now, okay? But when you see that as the new year, February 4th comes in, which is next week, right? You start, the new energy has already emerged. And so part of what we do is try to correct the misconceptions about feng shui. People think that, you know, Pat and I can get you a winning lottery ticket for 25 million. No, it doesn't quite work that way. You know? There are a lot of different variables that come into play. And I always chuckle because at the beginning of the year, I have my friends, my colleagues, and everybody come over and ask me, am I going to have, this is going to be a lucky year for me? Well, you know, it depends. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor. If you run into the doctor at the supermarket, you know, and you went to him and asked him, well, how's my health this year, doctor? Well, he's not going to know. He or she's not going to know. And, you know, he's going to ask you to come in for a visit, to look at, take your temperature, to check the heart rate, your pulse, and then he might run a basic blood panel on you to look at to see whether or not you're in ranges. If you're out of range, he may have to give you medication, or he may have to order additional blood work if you see something that's kind of alarming. That's what we do as feng shui people. You know, and anybody that's going to tell you, say, oh, you're going to have a lucky year because you're born in the right year, that's a lot of hogwash. It's like reading the chronicle astrology column and saying, you know, today is going to be a wonderful day. This is for Aries. Not everybody who's in Aries is going to have the same experience, right? So we're just going to give you a taste of what it's like. So, so these are the variables that determine your luck. So when we do a consult, Patricia and myself, and we consider ourselves to be kind of one of the most highly trained people, Patricia and I've been collectively have done decades of training. Patricia does it full time, I'm still a real estate agent. So here are the things that we look at. We look at your, number one, your astrology chart. And your astrology chart represents 1/3 of your luck. The second 1/3 is the feng shui, the house that you live in. Is it, good or bad things? Where you sit in the office, how's your desk position and all that? Where's the stove at home? Where's the master bedroom and how do you sleep and all that? That's the feng shui, that's 2/3 of it. Third, the last third has to do with your karma. Things that you do daily. Are you a good person, or or are you a bad person, or is mistreating somebody? So in some ways, you have control of 2/3 of your life through your feng shui and your karma. Your astrology, you don't. You are who you're born. So in your astrology chart, we look at your day master. That's the day that you're born. That's the most influential pillar. And if you look at your own chart there, you see that you have 4 animals, right? We look at your month pillar, we look at your annual year, we look at the hour, we look at your 10-year luck cycle, we look at the current year influence, and we look at the nova in your chart to see. So these are all the factors that come into play. Okay? And then, in order to get your luck, we also look at the feng shui of your home, if that's appropriate. We look at the landforms. Where's the mountain? Is there a mountain? How does the traffic flow to and from your home? Where's your front door located? Where's your master bedroom? Where's the kitchen? So the facing direction, the sitting direction of the house. And we look at indirect and direct spirits, not that they're ghosts, but are you conforming to the decades influence? Like, in other words, is the highland where it's supposed to be and the lowland where it's supposed to be? But most homes are kind of a mixture of a lot of different things. We look at the period of the home, the year that that was constructed, the year that you moved in. Is that compatible with your chart? And we look at the current year, and then we also look at clutter. Like if you have stuff all over the place, blocking the pathways and all that, that's going to affect your feng shui. That's kind of like 101. Okay. Then we also look at the 9 annual stars. Every year, the stars move, rotate, and there's a combination of good and bad stars. There's a North Star. There's the 5 yellow, which is the one that everybody kind of wants to avoid. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So knowing where the bad stars are and avoiding certain things with it, like construction, is going to make a big difference, in your luck. So part of the thing in getting good luck is bad luck. So if you put all bad luck and you can still have a pretty decent year, okay? We look at the, like I said, we analyzed the other native stars in addition to the 9-number star, the grand duke, the 3 killers, the 2 secrets, the earthbreaker, the robbery shot. There are probably, I don't know, several thousand stars of different things that affect, and that comes on the calendar. We look at the positive star, where's the fortune virtue, the sun, the moon, virtue. And then we also look at date selection. For example, on this, today we happen to pick this date because it's a very lucky day. So usually when Pat and I do anything significant, travel, negotiate a contract, we try to pick a good date. We look at the annual star, the monthly star, daily star, and hourly star. That's why I can't tell you if you're not going to have a good year or bad year, because it's this analysis of all these different variables. So this year is a metal rat, and when you know the animal, which is the rat, and you know the element of the animal, which is the metal, there's 5 different elements, and there's 12 different animals. And there's a combination of 60 different combinations. And the interesting thing about Chinese astrology is that it rotates, and it's very systematic and sequential. So we know next year what the animal is going to be, and we know exactly because every 12 years the animal repeats itself. The metal rat happened 12 years ago. So we can look at similarities. It's not an exact science. We can't tell you that on this particular day that blah, blah, is going to happen, but we can tell you that here are the tendencies. And so today when I talk about feng shui, I'm just addressing it on a global scale. Okay? I'm talking about the things that are outside of us. And we live in a global world now. Economy, you look at the coronavirus, which is the hot topic right now. What's interesting is that the the metal element, the associated organ is our kidneys and lungs. Okay, so that, we knew that last year. So all of a sudden now the coronavirus is a big topic. So, last year it was Earth, and Earth has to do with cancer in the stomach. So I saw a lot of my friends.
This is the lungs. This is the second largest element of the year.
And also
The
Earth,
year starts here, and this is how strong the metal element is.
and then the Earth is the biggest influence, okay? And that means, Earth is associated with stomach cancer. So you're going to see, and we're not saying that just because you have a lot of Earth, you're going to get cancer, but there's something to look at and consider. And then water, water has to do with the kidneys actually, and wood, has to do with the liver. So every year, automatically it tells us what's going on. The metal this year is a yang metal, which is a masculine metal, versus a yin metal, okay? So even though with the water, we have the metal sitting on grat, which is water, okay? It's supposedly a harmonious relationship, but because the metal is yang, it's a masculine, it is a warrior-like quality, okay? So even though on the surface it looks like things are going to be fairly harmonious, they're not. There's going to be a lot of action. So metal has to do with airplanes, has to do with ships, and with the rat, you're talking about
And lungs.
and lungs. You're talking about in terms of world events, battleships. So for example, we had a little bit of an impasse with Iran recently, where we had to send our naval fleet out there to protect, and so there was some tension out there. So we saw part of that. That's because of the metal rat influence. And that could mean cruise liners could, have some difficulty, or I think what's in there. Helicopters. We'll talk about Kobe Bryant's chart, because I just pulled it up this morning to give you an idea of the clues that we get in somebody by looking at the chart. Okay? So
I'm a yang metal, does that mean I need to go have my lunch checked?
We'll get into that. We'll
Yeah.
take the personal.
what we like to do is refrain from taking personal questions. We're available for consults, and if you want to have a really good analysis, then you would have us do a consult, but I can't address any personal, situations here. So, again, there's a, we look at the relationship between all the different elements, and which ones are clashes. If you look at this chart here, this is kind of a general chart where you get to find out what your animal is. You also find that in your personalized positive chart. The year animal is going to be probably the strongest influence for you for the year. And then if you look at that, on the bottom here, up here, we talk about which animals are your friends. So if you have, again, if you look at the other three animals, if you have your allies and secret friends in your chart, then that's going to mitigate any potential bad luck that you have. If you have a horse, every year, you can pull the chart. Every animal, it's a 12 animal cycle. If you look at the opposing, it's a clash animal. So last year it was pig year, and the snake was clash. Okay? And so this year now it's rat and it's horse. So everybody takes their turn at getting clash, so to speak. Sometimes clashes are more minor, and sometimes they're more significant. Now, what it gets interesting is when you have more than one of the same animal. Like I have 2 rabbits, Patricia has 2 monkeys. So anything that's good or bad comes out of it gets magnified. That's just kind of the laws of nature, so to speak, So that's something that, again, we take that into consideration. We look at the hour, we look at a lot of different things, and we look at the relationships between the 4 animals. Certain animals are what they call complete harmony, 6 harmony, whatever, 3 harmony. And certain animals are clashed. Like, for example, we'll talk about Donald Trump, and I'm not getting into politics, but it's very interesting to look at his chart to see the kind of man that he is. And we look at certain times people have certain clashes within themselves. When you have internal clashes within your chart, then you're going to have a lot more obstacles in life. Doesn't mean that things are doom and gloom, but when you're aware of that, then we have a friend of ours who has what they call bullying punishment. She always sabotages herself. She buys a home, she asks all her friends, what's to get feng shui advice, we give it to her, we tell her the same thing. She doesn't listen to anyone with it. She sabotages herself. So
She got it anyway, and I told her, we actually took a chart in class, and I said, if you move to the south, you're gonna have money problems, and you're gonna have health problems, you're gonna get the wrong issue of cancer. But some people just not gonna listen to you. But sometimes it seems too unbelievable to happen.
How do we factor, you showed us the opposing, right?
Yeah.
That's clashing,
Yeah.
I get that. How do you factor the horoscope allies and secret friend if you know who yours is?
Here, what you do is, if you have a clash, if you have a horse in your chart, or you have a monkey in your chart, you go and you spend time and be with people who have the good ones, which we'll cover. I started to cover what some of the good ones are. Check out your spouse and your partner who you live with, and the colleagues in here. If you happen to be in an office with somebody who has the positives, you automatically connect. Now, if you're friends and allies, it shows on your chart. I don't have it here. The friends and allies are the ones of the rat, especially people who have the horse. They really want to be the people who have an ox in their chart. Patrick has an ox in his chart. Goat. So a horse really likes a goat. So a horse is going to get somebody with a horse. Those who have horses in their chart, Patrick can help you. Okay. So if you have it's horse, and then it's I'm sorry, a horse has that help. A rat's allies are the ones that's on your chart. It doesn't show you the horse's allies.
How do you find out, who your allies are?
it's on find
No,
out.
it only shows the rats. We
That's
have
what
to
I'm
tell you,
trying to
we have
ask
to
you.
tell you.
So
It
you
would
don't
take
know?
forever to book
Okay.
all of them
Thank
all.
you.
That was it.
Just a quick question. If someone is born in January of 1989, then that's before snake started. So I always
They
thought.
go to the previous
Right,
year.
so my son, I always thought he was a dragon, and I see he's
Yes.
taking it.
Before January 4th and 5th, you go to the previous year.
He's January 13th.
Because don't forget, our feng shui calendar starts February 4th.
So he's dragon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. Okay,
So if we go back to this one, this is the date. It starts actually 5 p.m. on February 4th. The transition into all of this information that we're going to tell you starts on February 4th, starting at 5 p.m. And you see the date is the key one. So the date is February 4th. It is a fire ox date. Now, what this means is this image of a fire ox, this is frozen earth, and this is a candle. And it is like a candle flickering in the night, because this is nighttime, this is 1 a.m. So it's a candle flickering at the night. For candles to continue to burn, it must have wood, or it cannot burn. So there's a lot of competition this year, because there's going to be a feeling of not enough. There's going to be a feeling of not enough resources, not enough, I'm a flickering candle, who knows what's going to happen to me. So the instability is going to cause people to be very competitive this year.
in other words, the theme is scarcity. Okay, that's, and, so that's going to be something that you see over and over again, okay?
So, and it's like a candle that's flickering.
There's only
on water.
one wood this year. These are all color coded. This is water, this is metal, this is earth, fire, What we like to do, see in anybody's chart, personal chart, and the New Year chart, is a balance of all elements. The good thing about it, they have all elements. There are some years that you're missing elements, and that means that things are gonna get really lopsided, okay?
So when we look at the whole chart, it's too much to explain why. What it is this is a fire, yin fire date, and this is yin water. So yin fire and yin water clash. What that means is there's a sense of unrest. And you already seen it.
You've seen it in Hong Kong, right? You saw it in Iran, so that's why, like I said, even though people kind of get into themselves, say, why am I getting here? Look at things globally, because it sets the tone for a lot of different things that trickle down to who you are,
Yeah, and so there's a little nervousness about this whatever virus. Coronavirus.
Yeah.
So what it's telling us in the year is that there's going to be competition, there's going to be a sense of instability. So what do? The savior of the year is those of you who can figure out how to be innovative, introduce something new, even the work that you do it differently, do it where, change your work so that it connects to human beings. The more you emphasize human beings and connections to the group, to the human beings, to how you treat your customer, or what do you call them, your buyers and sellers. So if you figure out a way to connect to those people differently than you have in the past, you beat out all your competition, because it's a very competitive year. So if this is a competitive year in the real estate market, then what is going to make Compass different than everybody else? It's your unique quality of how you treat people. Then you're going to beat them out, because otherwise it's just selling houses, buying houses, selling houses. Well, who do I go to? So this year, look at how do I work with my buyers and sellers? What can I do differently this year that makes them emphasize my charisma and connects with people on a human level? And the more your strategy is integrated into that process, that is how you're going to survive, because everyone else, there's going to be a huge amount of competition for everything, no matter what field you are.
We're going to take a quick look at Jeff Bezos' chart. This is
Not the
Amazon.
selfies, right?
Huh? This is the Amazon guy.
Well, let's go to Jeff Bezos' chart.
We're not going to do a complete analysis, but just wanted to point out.
Okay, so you look at him. Already I told you the ox is our #1 choice of the 12 animals. The ox is #1. Now we're talking about career today and business. So this is his month. How do you think his year is going to be? If of the 12, he has the best. Yeah, he's gonna be, yeah, that's another.
Plus, look at his.
Or marry him, it worked for his last wife.
As we go through the chart and you see what is in his luck pillar, it's also locked. The only difference is, you see, this is identical. This is this and this is this. So he's gonna see a sad event. And if you go back to the actual, you look at this image here, fire ox, go back to the day, 5, slide 5. You see that picture? Fire ox. Fire ox. So he's in his career as fire ox. This is a fire ox. And go back to his chart, Lillian. He's got a fire ox here. So this means he is going to do very well in his business. He also is going to see a sad event. Okay, and it's going to be related to
Photographs?
money. Yeah, money and
He's going through a divorce.
money and or his wife. This is money or wife. So he can do well, but he's gonna have to pay something.
He pretty much screwed those over.
Yeah, because I think, I heard he didn't have to prenup, because they started up with nothing, right?
Wasn't listening to Kanye.
Yeah.
Or he's, I don't know if he's
He's
divorced.
Divorce. Oh, and he paid her a bundle of money, but I hope he got a prenup with this. Did he marry this new?
No,
No.
not the one he's been sending pictures to.
So this is, he's gonna have a sad event with his money or his wife. He'll have a good year, but what's a sad event? He moves to New York and he has to pay the $3 million to establish the organization when he fought with the senator or whatever. Remember, they were trying to get into New York, and then they raised this whole thing, and now he has to pay, something like that. So okay, it's a sad event, it's a lot of money, but he has money to spare, right? But it can also mean a sad event, and this pillar is affecting the parents and the father. So he can have a sad event with his parents.
This explains the complexity of somebody's chart. It's not always all good, always bad. It's always a combination of different things. Happens at different times of the year as well, too.
And you all know, the more successful you are, the more challenges you have. You look at our president. He's president of the United States, but it never stops the endless challenges that he has. His has to do with this chart, his challenges. Well, everybody's challenges have to do with their chart. So look at your chart. Now, we're going to focus on this. You can take a picture of this one. So you remember, you can keep looking at it. So when we talk about the animals today, we're talking about focusing on this. But for Patrick or anyone else, if you have a horse in the month or a monkey in the month, you need to pay attention to the other ones. Because if you have a positive in the other ones, you have to rely on the good ones around you. Those of you who have the positive ones in the month, you all raise your hand. More than half of you raise your hand. You're doing okay. If you could follow us, we will tell you, you can pick up more information. This depends on, this is new information, so it depends on how many years you've been working with us, hearing this go over this. Okay, so now you all know your month, we've done that one, we'll go back over here. The next one really. Okay, so now you've gone and you've circled all your animals here, especially your month. If you're fast enough, Patrick especially is going to circle a few more because he needs help. And you, those of you who have a horse, you look at your chart, you may want to pick one of these guys. Because then you can focus, you guys who have a horse in your chart are going to have some, you're going to have to make changes in your life. And then you can look at the other, where am I going to get help? Well, you look at other parts of your chart and let's say, do you know your year of birth or your day of birth?
Wait, the year? The day is 16, the year is 88.
No, but what animals do you have?
Oh, dragon for the year?
Dragon for the year?
Yeah.
What else?
Tiger for the day.
Okay, so he has a tiger and a dragon. So he would go here, there's a dragon here.
You'll
There's
get
a
help in
dragon here.
academics and skill building, okay? These are all the different
For
aspects.
those of you who have challenges in the year, you look at the other animals. If you are really fast and you know you have a good one, you want to get more help, then you listen to us as we talk through.
So, you don't go by our calendar year. If you were born in early February, you look for the year
you should
No.
look at
February
what's.
4th.
Yeah.
Anything before February 4th, you go to the previous year. Okay.
It's on this, there's a chart that tells you how to find your year. Well, you know what, if you bring it up on this thing, you're gonna know what year you're born. So rather than go over each one, just bring up your
No,
chart.
we're gonna have to move too quickly, otherwise.
Otherwise, you're not gonna get through. Because this third is about your personal life, your destiny chart that drives your life is this part. The second part is about your feng shui. Because let's say you have challenges in your birth chart, well, you want to go to your feng shui. Patrick and the people with the horses definitely want to look at their feng shui because that is a secondary avenue of help to mitigate after you spend time with the people who are the good guys. So these are the 12 animals. This is our personal ranking of what is good. And these are the top 4 good ones.
This is the year,
This is
No,
for
this
this,
is the month.
the month.
Everything we're focusing on is the month. So these are our top favorites. So this top group is called the Thrivers. So the year, if your ox,
no, this is what we consider to be the top animals for this year relative to career.
the relative to the
We're only
month.
talking about career right now.
It could be relative to anything, but today we're just talking about career. So if you look at these and what you have in your month tells you how you rank in this order.
Like I have 2 rabbits in my chart, so that's, that's a good start,
Okay, if you have an ox, you are going to be very good. That's this guy, top guy. You guys who have a born in the year of the ox, you're
The month.
it's a year for you to focus on executing your plans, your goals, and you can make things happen. And you get plenty of help. You get plenty of nobleman help. Okay, if you have a rabbit, this guy here. You have been dreaming of, if you've been dreaming of starting a business, it's a good year of potential for you to carry out that plan. You just have to be careful about details, and when things start moving too fast, you can make mistakes. Okay? I need to finish this one.
What was the difference between the red star and the blue star?
These are the tops, second.
Secondary.
These people have go-getters. That means they have to chase their stuff. These guys, this means that you have help from all kinds of people and situations in life. These guys have good help, but they have to carry some of the weight themselves. These guys have to carry their weight. Patrick and me, I have 2 monkeys. I have to really work hard this year. Okay? So, the goat, if you have a goat in the month, this is a year to resolve long-term chronic problems that you've had in the past. And you've got to trust your instincts to make the right decisions. And you can squash the things that have been holding you back. You have a rooster, it's a favorite. A rooster is one of the favorites also. This one, you turn negatives into positives. And you can embrace problems as opportunities rather than as problems. Right? You can look at a problem, some people say, oh, that's an opportunity. I say, oh, that's going to kill me, right?
Can you look to the last ones that people have the most challenges? Did they give them some insight there? Or you
I
have to
feel
go
like I should go. I'm going to go through this fast.
Yeah, those are.
Quit asking me questions and we can go faster, okay? So dogs, if you have a dog, now this is this group. These are the givers. So they're giving this year. Dogs have an awakening. If you see problems, you will see problems from a new angle. So you had a problem, you've been looking at it, you can't get through. This time you can look at it. In fact, you should mentally say, how can I look at this problem differently than I have in the past to get from a new angle? And you can see that there are these guys have hidden opportunities in the problems they've been facing. If you have a rat, this star, you can shine. You can take leadership. If a new offer comes to you, take it. It's not going to be completely smooth because you have some help, you have to help yourself. Well, you take it and then you have to make the best of it. So it comes with, the rat will see some discomfort and side effects, but it is an exciting year. Isn't all new exciting things come with the challenges, right?
Also, the rat is the #1 animal in the order of the fast animals. So it has to do with renewal, new start. So if you're in maybe you're stuck in a job that you don't like, whatever, new job, new relationship, new project, whatever, it's all about renewal.
So if you have a dragon in the month, this is a year for you to focus on wealth and new ideas and new inspiration. So don't do what you did last year, do something new. And you can take whatever you're doing to the next level. And you also, you have to be a nobleman for other people this year. That means you help others. So sometimes the nobleman is people help you. The better nobleman is actually the people who help others. So the snake, if you have a snake in the year, this is the year, month in the career, you have to stay grounded. And you have to reflect on the events of your past life. What did I do right? What did I do wrong last year? What can I improve on this year? So it's a reflection for you, and you got to focus on outcomes that you want. So this is, you can't get distracted by all the things you need to focus. Okay, these guys who need help, the go-getters. If you have a tiger, it's a year you want to expand your business to a new level. So don't get stuck on where you were. You have to look at what new opportunities do I have, and how can I use the people in the office who are really go-getters this year, and how can I help them become better in the office so that I can build the organization. In Patrick's case, he would look at everybody and move the business to the next level. If he had a tiger in his chart, to get the organization to move as a group. If you have a pig in the year, it's a year for planning and learning. It's a year of planning and learning versus full-blown action. So you're not going to focus on action, you're going to focus on what I have learned and what can I do new this year and plan for the year. If you have a horse, these two are the most challenging. This one will see the most changes in work. So if you have changes in the work, what do? You make the change. If you don't make changes, it's going to change without you wanting it to change. And that can be very painful. Even with changes, it can be painful. So you meet with whoever, your colleagues or your boss, Patrick, and you say, I got to do things differently this year. What can I do differently? Either figure it out yourself or go get help to how to do it. The monkey, this is, anybody else have a monkey in here? Okay, you guys and me, we cannot do things the way we did them in the past. Those methods are not going to work this year. So, what do? You got to introduce new ideas. You got to do something completely innovative. You have to have a whole new twist and a turn to what you're going to do. Well, Lily and I both have monkeys, but mine is actually my career. We're introducing biofeedback. We're introducing biofeedback into the feng shui world, into how you would sell a house. We can actually now fuse the consciousness of you and your seller, the seller and the buyer, or the buyer and you, to make a smoother process. Because when you fuse the consciousness, you're bringing the vibrations of the various people to be on the same frequency. Therefore, when you have a glitch, you can solve it. It doesn't mean you won't have problems. It just means that you can solve the problem because the frequency of the mindset of the people are now more in sync. This works very, very well.
So I was going to say that what you want to do is don't come to us and say, I'm in an impasse right now between buyer and seller. Neither one of them want to give in to anything at all. You come to us at the beginning of the transaction. Have to that with your Jim on this. So some example of that.
My husband negotiates contracts for large numbers of people. And so he has a team of leaders. And so they had a meeting. So what I did is I remotely ran a frequency on a group to fuse their consciousness because they're all over the law. The leaders are not together. The group is not together. In fact, I could fuse your entire We could fuse your entire team. And that would help Patrick because Patrick's got a monkey. And what happens is we have to literally put in every birthday if you have our cell phone. And so I ran the frequency on them throughout the whole 2 days. And they had their problems. They came with the personalities that they come with. And they had the problems that they came with. But it reduces significantly those dramas that they bring so that when he gets up to lead the group, they as a group can accomplish something and move the ball down the court, if you will. So that's what you could do. It works really well with relationships. I ran it on my family. I run it with me with this son, me with that son, me with the husband with the son, me with the grandkids, and all over. We get along better than we have in my entire relationship, which is over 30 years. It's we still have problems, and he still irritates me because he won't do what I say, and I won't do what he says. But we don't argue like we used to. We just kind of get over it. So if you're selling or you're having a business issue with the relationship, you can improve that. But you also have to improve yourself.
So we want to take a listing and hire you to have it sell quickly? You could do that?
Yes.
Well, I mean, what this does is that it helps to put everybody in the same wavelength, between all the different personalities.
You still have to do your work.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You still have to price it right. If you're gonna put out an overpriced listing on it, that isn't gonna help, you know what I mean?
How much does that cost?
Well, we'll talk later.
So so us monkeys, we who have monkeys in our chart, we have to do something introduce something new to the, and this is about connecting people. Remember, we said that if you connect with humans this year in a way that you never have, you're introducing something that's completely new. So let's go over the groups of animals. These are the top 4 lucky animals. And every time you're going to see stars, I put stars by it and a red box. That means the 4 top, I keep repeating it, I'm putting these on so you know as we go through, you have this. So it is because they have these stars, and I cannot, we don't have the time now to go over each one, but these are the positive stars.
These are the properties of the help that you give from the stars. Every star is uniquely different.
And the 4 top ones every year, you will see, we talk about the sun, the dragon virtue, the moon, and the fortune virtue. They're underlined and they're in caps. Because those 4, every year, those 4 move around the animals, and these guys have this. So if you have, what's your name? Matt. Matt has a rabbit. Matt has a moon star. So, and he has the jade hall, the red matchmaker, and the red star. So the moon is help from female noblemen or feminine or men who are okay with the feminine side. And so you would look to all kinds of women to get help. And his solutions and his problems is communications. So you emphasize communications. If you have the fortune virtue, you're the rooster, and this is about having happy events. So you create happy events in your selling or your buying, celebrations of sorts. You're going to see a lot of happy events. These guys, the ox this is the yang, and this is the yin, it's the moon and the sun. And in the chart, they're directly opposite. These 2 guys, this guy and this guy are opposite in the chart. These 2 are opposite. You look at the wheel, you'll see that. So every year, these 4 come. Every year, when you master these 4, your life is much, much easier.
And the lucky animal, they're different animals every year. So it's not going to be the ox or the rooster or rabbit next year. They rotate.
Right.
They rotate.
Can you hold your, we're not going to get, we have a lot to cover. You're not going to get how to solve the problem in your house. If you can't solve the problem here, you need to solve the problem in your house. So the dragon virtue is the goat. All 4 of these top stars, they solve problems. They turn negatives into positives. So in that, where it is, if you have these in your chart, but you don't have a perfect life, all you with the horses and the monkeys, you look, do you have these? You don't have these? All those people who raise their hand, you pick those guys to be the head of the team or run stuff that's important.
So for example, in feng shui, if you want the rabbit, you go to the east sector of the house and you work something there. So in other words, we transfer the same properties, and we look at the house to see whether or not we can help you solve the problem.
These are also in the house. So we'll show you where they are in the house as we go along. So these are the top 4 guys. Let's go to the next one. And because they all have nobleman stars, and this one has an addition, if you have a pig in your chart, you also have nobleman. So what does that mean? This means that you really need to look around and don't be so self-confident that you can't ask for help. You ask for help. And if this one, if you have an ox, you need help others. As much as you get help, you need help others. And this is a male, because it's the young of the yin, it's a male help, and men get more help. If you are a male, you get more help this year. Okay, go to the next one. Now these are the positive stars that I listed here. There are also negative stars, because you know when good things happen, it isn't perfect. There's always some kind of side effects. We just don't have the time to tell you about all the challenges. So these are the wealth animals. You have this in your month, you're going to tend to have an easier time making money. Yippee! Right. This one, each one of these is different, right? And I can't go through the whole thing, but let's say you're having trouble with money, you want to figure out how to make your money this year, you call us. So Patrick would focus on helping these people a lot this year. Okay, so next, property look animals. These people, and you can look at your clients, including their birthdays, if they have these in their chart, this is the top best one to buy property. Buy and exchange property. If you have a goat in your chart, then you might want to look at selling or buying property. This one is also an excellent one. One of them is,
What is Jade Hall?
Jade Hall. Jade Hall is, this one's worth covering a little bit. Your property increases in value. So if you have property, this is the year you would raise rent. That's how you do it. But you need to have property, this one, to benefit from it, you need to have something, you need to have an asset. The earth relief one, this one here is the goat. This is the best of the money-making stars because this one you can find good property for opportunities and finding property and raising money from it. Plus, remember, it has the dragon virtue, it has a heavenly nobleman, it has the emperor star, it has the star, it has all these positives from the first slide that we showed you.
Red matchmaker.
Red matchmaker is happy connecting with people. We'll get into the red matchmaker later. So, the relationships.
So if you're looking for love, if you have these animals in the chart, you're going to have better success at it. So
If
if
this
you
is-
need to go to
But that would be in the day though, right?
Yes, this is the day. Oh, you've been.
Huh?
If you have these in the day, it's easier to find love. If they're in your month, it means your ability to connect to human beings of your buyers and sellers is stronger. So if you needed to expand your Facebook network or your contacts, and you want to do something new and innovative, you want to really reach out to a larger group
social
of
media,
people.
maybe.
Yeah, this is, if you have this in your month, you could do it in your career. Okay? So, remember the box, now this guy's got 2 stars because he keeps popping up. So this is the Emperor star. The goat, over our relationship. Go back one.
Are we talking day or a month?
Relationship is what I have to tell you. This one. You can have good relationships, but they might be short-lived because of the salty pool.
Scandal.
Or one-night stand. If you don't have one-night stands, okay.
Have fun while it lasts.
Yes. If you want something more serious, wait until the first night, after the first night. But these guys, this is a red matchmaker, means connections with somebody, or people, if it's in your career. Matt will be able to connect with all kinds of people this year. So because this is a year to connect with people, he really ought to reach out to find more of a following, This one is the leader, this is the emperor. So the emperor has some side effects, they're a little bit overly bossy sometimes, but if you have a rabbit, you can take lead, you can take a goat, you can take leadership and command what you want to happen. You might make a few people angry along the way, so then you, I'm sorry, you don't have to, oh yeah, you jumped to my, excuse me. So the rabbit is a red matchmaker. Now let's go to the other one, next one. So this is power recognition. Those of you who have these, you can go for advancing your status and power in whatever you do for the year, especially if it's in your month. This is the strongest of these. This one and this one, because it has a general star and the emperor star, and the two stars that give you the most advantage to increasing your power authority. So this could be at work, or this could be in the community. You know, you're really active in global warming, then you could go for a title or status of that. Okay, next. Academics. Anybody studying, or if you have children or grandchildren, these are the ones who have the best for learning this year.
Again, in the month.
In the month. You still get benefits in the other areas, but we just don't have time to cover that. The animals with the big challenges.
Horse.
Just with big changes, not challenges. Changes. Yeah.
So this one, because it clashes the rat this year, it's opposite. This, you really have, if you have a horse in your chart or a rat in your chart, you really need to look at your feng shui. Because this year, the rat is in the north sector of the house. This is in the south sector of the house. If your axis of your house is the north and south, you really ought to call us. And absolutely under no circumstances that I must emphasize over and over and over and over again, do not renovate your house if your house sits on the north-south axis. How do you know? You stand at the front door, you read a compass that says north or south, then you really do not want to renovate or dig the ground or nail pictures in the wall. Any banging, noise, digging's gonna disrupt the chi of this axis. And this year it has two stars that are mixed up with it. It's called the Wu and Chi capital. The Wu and Chi capital magnify whatever's there. So this is the what we call the year breaker, because the year clashes it. If you disturb the ground, the Wu and the G capital star will magnify anything that negative has happened. So you might fall when you sprain your ankle. Well, now you're going to fall and break your leg. If you see, you get a fender bender, you get a serious accident. So we recommend, if you were planning to renovate, do not renovate. Because
It's a vacant place. If you live in the house, then that's when the impacts it.
This is just for horse though. You want to
No,
sell
this is
the
south
axis
sector.
of the house. Your house.
South and north sector.
This is a
not renovate.
north-south facing building. I mean, this is a north is this way, south is that way. If my front door is here, or my front door is there, my house sits on the axis of north and south. Do not renovate. Simple as that.
When you're in the city, there's a front door to the building, and then there's a front door to your house.
Then the whole building is affected. If the building renovates, or the neighbor that across the street renovates, if you're south and north, you're gonna feel the effect.
This could save you a lot of trouble if you listen to this about okay?
We had a house in 2008, sat on the north-south axis, and they had the Wu and Chi capital. Only that year was magnified 3 times. So someone almost died in my house. And I almost never recovered, because we did not renovate, but the door was broken, so, and it was in the basement. I just didn't even pay attention to the basement door. So that day, people were just going in and out of the door, and the spring was broken, so it was bang, bang, bang all day long. Plus, the person who got injured was, their birthday matched the feng shui. So this I would recommend you not do, because this is a repeat of 2008. Those of you who are living in the same house as 2008, you think back about what happened to you in 2008, and if something happened, you really need to call us. I would recommend
The other significance is that with the Wu and G capital, it seems like a lot of the financial aspects mirror 2008. If you all remember, selling the property values drop, the stock market, sort of took a crash. So we're seeing some of the same signs, but I think, as I said, it was 3 times magnified. So pay attention to your portfolio, your stock portfolio. Talk to your investment advisor, like, should you be heavily weighted in equities, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not giving you investment advice, I'm just saying pay attention, because a lot of the similarities we're seeing this year. And interesting, that 2008 was 12 years ago, also metal rat. Okay?
It wasn't, no, it was a rat.
I'm sorry, rat, it was a rat.
Rat,
Yeah,
rat.
excuse me.
That's what it's saying. So, if you have a horse, or your house sits on the north-south axis, like this, you really need to plan for this year. You really, really need to pay attention to what you renovate and what you don't renovate, banging and digging the ground. And if you make plans, the changes are gonna happen, but at least you know, like, I'm moving in a house and it's a fixer-upper, and it's gonna be painful renovating it, but at least you created the change, as opposed to what happened to me, which is, wasn't paying attention and just didn't figure it out, and so then stuff's gonna happen to you that's gonna be very tough.
For example, you may have a situation where you have to renovate because maybe there's a hole in the wall. You need to do something. Then we're going to come in and help you, give you a date selection, find an auspicious date where the effect is sort of mitigated. So you can kind of, handle it that way. Not ideal, but sometimes you have to do it irrespective of what happens.
So the monkey, these guys have the most challenges just because they don't have help. It's not that they don't have a clash though. We're not going to suffer the same kind of things as a horse rat, but we don't have help. So that means I've got to go figure it out myself. I have to drive my own bus. And I'm not going to find a driver, I'm not going to find people to help me fix my tire, I've got to do it myself. Okay? So, because of all of them, it has the least amount of stars, the positive stars that help. Okay, you're going to go to the negatives. Spending animals. You have this in your chart. You see some people have a horse in their chart, they're going to spend money this year. If you don't spend it, the world is going to make you spend it. So your car breaks down, the south side of your house needs renovation. So if you were planning a renovation, or you're planning to buy a new car, this is one thing you want to do, and you want to spread that spending out all year long. Plan some spending, but invest in something that you can get the return back in the future. So don't go out and buy that purse that is $5,000 and that chair is $10,000, because you're going to pay, more for what the thing costs than it's actually valued. So if you're going to buy a car, make sure you bring somebody to help you negotiate, because you're going to tend to pay the higher price. This is a
It doesn't matter where that is in your sphere.
If you have a horse or snake.
If this is your month, it's going to be related to your career. If it's in your day, it's going to be related to your wife. So you got to watch your wife spending if this is your day. Your day means she's going to spend your money. So this year, give her a budget. Or if you have a husband, give him a budget.
Take away your credit card.
And the year.
Take away the year is your friends spend money.
So what we do,
Okay, spend away.
what we do in feng shui is that when you realize that's going to come up and it's inevitable, then you control it by what she says. You spend it wisely. You're thinking of that renovation, move it up, okay? Or maybe the car's going to break down anyway. Buy that car. So spend it in a way that's going to help improve your life. If you do nothing with it, things are going to happen on their own. Okay. So that's what we do.
Broken
with it.
fence, you're going to have to fix it anyway. So, and you're going to tend to spend more money on it. This is the big spending. This is the smaller spending. So if it's in your year, it means that the people around you are going to spend money, right? And we can look at the chart to tell you who exactly in your family, if it's in your family, because we can just do that. So these are, okay, now keep going. We're done. Forgetful. You have these, you're gonna tend to, you're gonna forget this and that. Well, what do? You need to make a to-do list. And remember where you kept them. Okay, illness. These guys, top of the line, are one you need to worry about. These are lesser, these are people around you. So these are ones that you need to.
They get any question?
But you see the horse? This is, because it is opposite the year, there can be bodily harm. So you guys who have a horse in your day, it's in your day, make sure you do not text while you're driving. You are alert when you drive, and when you, any traveling, you should be more careful of. And certainly, if you have an important trip to take, you can call us for a date for that. And these guys have also, these guys can get sick a lot. So this is the flu virus and all those things going wrong. No, this could be anywhere. This is especially the day. If this is your day, these are ones to pay attention to.
What on earth?
Because day is your body.
Some of those names are horrible. Death God?
Yeah, they're awful. Chinese people like to do that, give these horrible names. Death God actually, where to go?
It's on the pig.
Death God is actually a workaholic. It's not even that bad. It just means you work yourself to death, and so you're all stressed out, and then you don't take care of your health, and you get the coronavirus.
We're all death gods.
You see, if you're all death gods, then if you have a pig in your chart, you're going to tend to be more overwork yourself. So just don't overwork yourself. Or if you overwork yourself, make sure you're eating healthy, exercise, and getting sleep.
Great assemblies,
Great assembly.
under the wrap there.
Remember that one.
Has such a
You got a box on.
Great assembly. You can see health problems are unexpected and they can be serious. Go in for a health checkup at the start of the year, and if there's any health problems arise, get them looked at right away. If you have one of these and you really want to know, we can talk to you afterwards. If you have the other ones, these guys have to do with people living in your house, more about stress. These guys have a tendency to get sick. Next. These are the accident-prone animals. So you guys, these guys, have to drive carefully. If you've got a big trip coming, I would leave on a good date. So pay attention to this because Kobe Bryant has two.
That's right.
Kobe Bryant has two of these, and what else did he have?
And this on the day again?
Well, you look at these. We'll go back.
Day or month?
Day is the worst.
Okay.
Month it'll mean you have it while you're working. If it's in the day, it means
It's in
that
your body.
whatever you're doing, going back to
Where did
day.
Kobe have it this day?
We'll talk, we have to start.
Keep going. Okay, now we do the feng shui. Now we've covered your birth chart and where you have these highs and lows. The highs, you just ride with it. The lows, you need to hang out with good people. Those of you who have some lows, you can use your feng shui. Go to the next one. And we gave you this, you have this. Okay? It should look exactly like this.
So these are the 9 annual stars that rotate around every year, and each star has a significance. You know, one that we sometimes really known as the 5 yellow, and then number 2 sickness. Okay, so
Remember the 4 good ones? The 4 noblemen? Okay, we put them here, they're red. There's one here, and you could see, you could put a star by this. If you have a southwest door, you sleep in the southwest, you get this no matter what. Okay? If you have this one, this is the fortune virtue, you sleep in the west, your door's in the west, you get this no matter what. If you have a door in the southeast, northeast, or your bedroom is here, or your office, it could be bedroom, door, or office. You could look at this building. If you have a room in the northeast, or the southwest, or the west, you have all of this. You get the positives of the year. And that is on here. If you have the ox, you go look here, ox, what do I get? And it tells you everything you get. So if you have many rooms in your house, you could move into one of these rooms. There's one here. You can move into one of these rooms, another bedroom, or if you have an alternative door, you could use the door that's in with these 4 animals. Now, of the 4, you tell me these 2 and these 2 are where the 4 annual stars are positive. Which one do you think is best of those 4?
Go.
Because?
Got the most stars.
Yeah, it has the most stars, but why else? What is this saying? That's on here. So of these 4, which one's red?
Goat, rooster,
Ghost, rooster, no, ox, rooster. These 3 are the best of these 4 because this is blue, this is red, this is black. This is the most negative star of the year, is in the east. You have a door in the east. When you have a positive, it means that it's not as bad as it would have been without this here, but it's not going to be easy. You're still going to have side effects. So if you have a possibility of door, between these 3, which is the best? Northeast, west, and southwest, which is the best of these 3? What color is the best?
red.
Okay, which one's red?
West and north.
Exactly. So if you have a bedroom or office or door in these 2, you have not only the annual good star, you have the flying star, which is these 2 guys here. So if your door is in the northeast, your front door, everybody in the household gets what? Read these to me. What do they get?
They get,
Well,
wealth,
career.
accumulation, career, reputation, networking, socializing.
Yes.
Travel,
You got it?
marriage, wisdom, deception. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
if you sleep here, your office is here in this building, let's say your house is sketchy, and you can't look at your door, you can't look at your bedroom, then you look at your office, or in the reverse. So, if your office, your bedroom, and your door are here, you get this. Let's say your bedroom, your office, your door in the west of this building, or the west of your house, what do you get? Exactly.
Excuse me, so on our office doors, like these offices against this wall, when you open it into the office, it's east. When you open it out to the west, what do
You put a compass on your,
No,
you
no,
can do
I'm
that
telling
for-
you, that's the direction, so.
It's not direction, it's location.
It's the sector where it's located.
You put the compass inside them, first of all, you do it, if this is the middle of the entire office, it's standing at the compass. And I know this is north, let's say, I'm guessing, this is north, that's south. This is east, and this is west. So who in this office has the best room?
I didn't
You see, if not, you need to bump somebody out of there and move there. You see how it works?
Brian, lock your door. Lock your door, Brian.
So, he did it correctly. He put the compass here and he knows my office is in the northeast. So Patrick gets all this. Remember, he has a monkey. Does he have health? No. But he gets
in his
the
house.
sun star and he gets this. Be in at work because this is your workplace.
But if he went back home and found the northeast sector of his home, let's say it's a bedroom, he could take his laptop and work there. My bedroom is in the northeast, so I've been bringing my laptop, sitting in my bed, and I work out of there, so I'm getting the maximum positive energy. This is how you use it.
Yeah, the first round, you would like to be in the sector and have a door here. Let's say you cannot, because I only have one bedroom in my house. So, I take this and I put it inside the this thing inside the bedroom like this. So inside the bedroom, the northeast of this corner, I would put my bed or my desk there. You got it?
So the 5 is the yellow with the bad this year, those of us that have offices in the east, I mean, it's screwed.
First of all, you have a problem, but you also have the moon star. It's not, this 5 is not as bad as it is in the past years because of its physical location. Plus you have the moon star. So what can you do? You will see some of these anyway, right? You look at your muscular. What's in your muscular? Snake. Okay, snake is one of the medium ones, right? So she's going to get the snake plus this if she stays here. Are you allowed to move around? Are they empty offices? Here?
You can find
Yes.
If there are empty offices, then you move there. But you have a very important transaction, go sit over here.
Borrow
It's
somebody's
west.
office in
This is
the
west,
northeast.
right? Okay, let's say you decide to work right at that table. What's gonna happen to your very important transaction?
Oh, that's a good.
Do you see how it works? So the solution is get out, stay here and work hard, which you can. You can still make it with help because you can solve your problem. But it's like, okay, I have to fix my fence this year. I need to fix my fence all year. I picked 3 dates and every day it rained. So it's like a hassle, right? So, but I can still get it fixed, but it's a hassle. So why make it harder on yourself? Just take your laptop and go over there or work from your house.
So, for example, my sister wants to renovate her home this year because she's retired. Her kitchen is in the east sector, and I counseled her, do not renovate yet. Wait until next year, because it's not like the kitchen is not working. She's just anxious. I said, you can go and start talking to architects and select your materials, but do not renovate. Because that is going to affect my mother who's living with her. And I don't know if she'll listen to me, but I've heard the counselor.
Let me just summarize this piece.
Yeah.
So, at home or here, if you have an alternative door and it's in one of these, use that front door. If you don't, use this front door. If you don't, then you can use this door. These three have the annual nobleman, and it's in red, underlined. These guys are the max. This guy is still good, but no nobleman. So you pick these two first. If you don't have, you go to this door. If you have a door here, there's nothing you can do because it's the only door you have. Then in the house, you want to sleep, 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 sleep. Have in here, you want to have office in these four. If you cannot, don't work here. Go work over there, or go work in Patrick's office when he's not here.
But would the prevalence take over if I did the compass in my own office and just make sure I stay out of the east in my office and work in the
You
northeast
can.
in my office?
That's an alternative. That's an alternative. You could go like this, and then you could go work in this corner because it's northeast.
Yeah,
of
but
the
it's
office.
better to be out of there, out of that sector.
This is like you go to the doctor and they give you antibiotics. You go to the doctor, they give you antibiotics. It helps, but you still got the illness maybe. So you can do that if you have no other choice. If you have a choice, I would recommend you go over here or go to somebody's office. You can make a trade with somebody. Every time you're not here, can I use your office? It's for a year. If you don't believe me, you go stay here. Stay here, you do this, and you go in here, you see how it is, then you can test it and go over here or go to somebody else's office and you see how it works. Okay? There are solutions, it's just that it's inconvenient. They're inconvenient solutions, but it's better than keep putting on, fixing the fence and then I'm screwed because the fence is in the east of my house. Like go back one more because I want to do the renovation. So we put renovations here where it says no renovation, no disturbing the ground, here, here, and here. These two are worse than this one because this one has a moon star and this too has that magnifier, the Wu and G capital are in here. You renovate here, it magnifies what's negative. Of these two, you see this entire sector is black. If your house is on the axis and there's a channel, the front door is here all the way through, it means the entire set of negatives are here. So this is a very good challenge for the year. Don't renovate is what we'll tell you. If you have to renovate because the bathroom broke, really definitely need to call us. If you have an alternative bathroom, wait till the next year. I can tell you many, many stories about this. Wow. Mother-in-law called me and said, can I take out the dead tree that the lightning killed that's taller than my house in the year that had the fire? I said, no. She did it anyway. Husband, 3 weeks later, walked over the tree and then he was never right. Because it's just not worth it.
What if you started?
So what if the tree is dead, right?
What if you started renovations last year?
If you started
and they're still
renovation
going?
last year, the significant problem drops uses. But let's say the horse people in here, this is your day of the horse, is here. And you dig here or here, you renovate here or here. Because this clash, this one hits this one and it's a bodily harm. So if you have a horse in your chart and you renovate, you have a bigger issue than the other ones. If you have, you have one of these 4 annual nobles in your chart, it's not as bad. It's like we all got in an accident on the day. Well, the ones who have a horse will have the hardest. Those of us who have these good guys, it's not as bad. That's how it works. So if you're concerned, then you call us for, we'll look at your gear. Okay, next. So, I'm sorry, circle these where it says no renovation. Okay, this is what it looks like on a floor plan. So, look at this house, where is the door? What sector is the door? East. Okay, what's the east got with it? Yeah, look at this chart now. Look at this chart. 5, right here. This is the door, they have no other door. Everyone who lives here is gonna get some of this, the good and the bad. They're gonna get nobleman help, they're gonna get the moon star, but they also get the other stuff. Okay, their bedroom is here. No. West. Okay. What do they get in the west? So it's offset. So they get both. They get what's at the door, they get what's in the bedroom. Okay? So, the advantage these guys have, you see, they walk in, they hit a wall. Normally you don't like to see this. However, this year, you hit a wall, you can go this way or you can go this way. Up, southeast, and the northeast, which way do you want to walk into the house? Northeast. Exactly. Why? It's starry. Yes. You walk in, you pass through the positives in the northeast right here. Right here. Then you walk around the house. So this year you put a table, you put your purse and keys. Every day you walk in, you're forced to go set everything here, you charge your cell phone here. So then you walk in, you pick up this energy, then you go to the rest of the house. So the plus is it hits a wall. That's how you can redirect the negative.
So then our office is the best when we enter the main entrance on the east side and you go up staircase instead of elevator, that goes to our office.
That helps.
Our office is on the east, it's down here, so
the east,
same direction. Yeah,
East is
the same direction.
Yeah. But if you walk in, this is the east office right here. If I walk in, I walk right in here.
Right.
I am bringing the positive here, but I'm in here. Still, I would move.
Actually, now that I look at it, I might be the southeast, so is the best way to stand, is this the middle of the building, and then I can take.
I don't know, you have to get a floor plan.
Your floor plan.
You kind of guess, but if you have a floor plan, you just
Floor plan as a whole.
the school.
Yeah, we need to draw the scale floor plan.
And if you want, Patrick, we can put it here, we can tell you who you can rely on this side. Let's go over some more. Here's a different floor plan. The door is here, what does these guys get? The door is here.
They get good stuff.
Yeah, right here, the 9.
What if the door is on the north?
Well, let's go over,
Okay.
okay, north. This is east. East. Okay, the bedroom is
That's west. That's west.
west, I'm sorry, west. The bedroom is here. Yes, it's a single house. So the bedroom is the south. So they get these 2.
You can get a
So-
combination of both.
So they can put their bed on this side, on the southeast. If they put their bed here, they get this. If they put their bed on the southeast, they get this. Blue is better than black.
So it's possible you may have to move your bed in a kind of unconventional position angle.
Now, do you see this? These are the 4 nobles. Northeast, east, west, the goat, and the rooster. Of these 4, which is best in this house? Yes, because it's the door. You walk in here, you hit this every time you ring this chi, and the whole household benefits. Okay, is this of any use? No, because there's a bathroom here, and this looks like a little alcove. Not likely, it looks like a walk-in closet to go to the bathroom. They lose the benefits of this. Here's northeast, do they get the benefit of that if this entire piece is the living room? Let's say you work at home, I would plug my desk right here, because you cannot plug your desk right here, right? You see how you can use that? Go to the next one. And you, okay, so these are the 4 good guys, the locations that will solve your problems. Go to the next one. So I took this and I showed you where they are locationally. And it's right here, Dragon Virtue, and they're all listed here. So you know these are the good ones. You know red plus red, red plus red, red plus red, super, super good. This one's blue plus red, good. This one's blue but no red, good. Average. These are red plus black. You have problems that you can solve. This one is black, mostly black, and you get the problems with this. You see here, you're going to have a lot of argument. You have a lot of conflict in the household, or with whoever's sleeping here. And this is illness star, but it's good for real estate. So if you're sleeping in the north, south, that's what you guys do. It's not exactly bad for you. If you're born in certain years, this is actually also good for you because you don't have the same kind of conflict. I'm block 2 and she's block 2. This is star 2. So her and I, if we had to sleep here, do not see the same problems. So you have to go to another level. Now you see no renovation, no renovation, no renovation. Go to the next one. Let's look at a house. So here's a house, that same house. Now, remember the entry is 9, but it also has this fortune virtue. Oh, we talked about this. So this household can benefit from these 2 and from the entry door. Hugely positive year for them. Okay, let's say Patrick is a monkey. Okay, there's a goat. He can't benefit from this because this is in a place that doesn't hit this room. But he could move here. Or if this were a room, because he has a goat in his hour, he could physically be there to mitigate. Go to the next one. Here's another example. Here's the same one we looked at earlier. Remember the 5 is here? So they bring in all of this negative. However, they pass through the rabbit because they're going to walk. Oh, this is actually a different floor plan. They walk through here and they come through here. They still can solve the problem. They may have issues, but they can solve the problem. And let's say this is a bedroom. And this is a office. So let's say this is Patrick's house. Patrick walks in and he says, oh, well, I can use this. And my northeast is here. I know I have the northeast is my bedroom. So he walks in the house, he comes this way, he passes through this energy. He could, this is a bedroom, let's say this is house. He could put his bed right on the ox because the ox's one is the sun star.
I can use my laptop on the toilet.
Yeah, yeah, so it's on the toilet.
I don't have a laptop at home, it's just.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then he could, let's say he could move to this room and there's a bed right here. It's likely to go, he has a goat in his chart. Remember the monkey is here. Well, he could put his bed here. Is he going to get any help? Because this is the monkey sector. Bed here. Let's say this is the bed. No help. Let's say he moves his bed over to here, then he gets this goat. So that's how you can use a room. If you put this on your house and you see this, right? This is a living room. So he can put his, this is a dining room table. You can work here to get this one. That's how you solve the problems. And if you need help, we'll help you. Next.
So if you're doing it like to set a house to sell, you don't have the individual considerations.
No.
Yeah, we use different methods for that.
Okay.
We have different methods to help property sale.
So this door is in the east, which benefits from the moon, but it's still the 5. But you walk in and you're going to pass through the northeast into the rest of the house. And then they lose the benefit of this because this is right on a wall. This one is a closet, and this, I don't know what this little room is. Lose that. They have this one and this one to use. Okay, next. Okay, want to avoid these in your house. This is the year, the rat. Do not renovate here and do not renovate here. This is called the 3 killings. And this is the big problems. The 5 yellow. So these, you put this on, actually you take this or you take the compass, we'll help you with this. Yes. And this is what it looks like in a house. You would not renovate these sectors of the house.
That's most of it.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. Now let's look at Donald Trump. So the question is, the last 2 years we told you, he had 4, last year he had 5 of the 4, these are his 4 pillars of his year. I can't remember. The last 2 years he had the 4 nobles all in all these. And he skated through everything, right? This year, this is his career, and what is that?
Horse. Not good.
That was a horse
That's
compared
a
to clash. He's clashing the year. The White House sits on the north-south axis. You see how his chart now matches his feng shui. 1/3 house, 1/3 his chart. So they are now 2/3 problem. The last is in your behavior and decision making is how he makes his decisions and decisions he makes. And because he has a horse, he can make bad decisions because he has a horse. However, he has 2 saviors. What are those? Remember? 4 at the top are these guys. I circled them for you.
Goat and ox.
Goat and ox. This has this one has the sun star. This one has the dragon virtue. Can turn negatives at the bottom.
What's 68 though? You got
That's
the
not
month, day, hour, year.
68 is his 10-year love cycle.
Oh.
It's not, if you got the short chart, you're not gonna see that. If you got the long version, where you join, you will see your.
Is that 1968?
No, he's at a 10 year, he's between 68 and 78.
Everybody's 10 years
So,
old.
But the year he was
these
born-
are noblemen. These are people who saved him. Who are those people?
Let's hope it's us.
Giuliani.
Yeah.
Devin Nunes.
Yes, who else? The entire Senate. To bail him out. Do you see? He can screw himself up, and what is he doing? He keeps messing up, more problems, but he has these noblemen. This is external, because this is the heart of your chart, this is the most external. The Senate, Giuliani, these are all these guys that come up and bail him out.
Yeah.
Because he has, this is the sun star, men. No, I'm sorry, yes, it's the sun star. So this one is male health. Men come and bail you out. So he's gonna dig himself a hole, but he has to, if he's smart, he'll figure out how to use these people. Is he smart at using people?
He's
Yeah.
very
Master.
He's a master at it,
Yes.
right? Okay. If he went to renovate his White House, 3 years ago when we came, he renovated the White House the year before he got in, and he had all kinds of problems. If he renovates, his problems will be magnified threefold in those 2 sectors. Okay, next. This is his, so the question was asked of us, is he going to get reelected? The first time the question was asked of us was January 6th. So we made this chart. It was January 6th, should be January 6th somewhere. And what it is this chart here, no, that's his birth chart. This is this is the wrong chart. Anyway, somehow this got in. Although this is the year, this is a 2020 chart, that's it. So, this year, I'll go to the next one, Lillian, I'm sorry, that's what it is. This was the time of the chart, when somebody asked me, I ran this chart January 3rd at 6 a.m. is when I got the question. And this, everything is its home palace. All these elements are its original home, all of these. And when it's original home, means nothing changes.
Oh, wow.
So nothing changes. Is he in the White House? Can stay in the White House. But this is a read at the moment. At that time, we still don't know who's his opponent. Once we get his opponent, because all those candidates have different charts, they may have a better chart than him. If they have a better chart than him, then their probability rises, right, depending on who it is. So as for now, the question of January 3rd was, would he be president? There's no change. And you look at this. This is, in this chart, this is the outcome of the question. And it is, this is the outcome. So he's with chief, and this is 7 stars. It's the highest of the levels. So he's chief, he's the commander-in-chief.
He's got all those red
And
stars.
it's a level 7, and he's big. This is his year of birth. He is with the outcome. And he's already president, and he's chief, and he's at level 7. But he has this one guy here. This is the self-sabotage guy. Is he good at self-sabotage? He's good, but he gets out of it, right? So remember the Southwest. Now go back to his chart. This one right before the Southwest of the year, this year, 2020. Can you see that? It says chief. And this is a 6 star. 7 and 6 are the highest. And his destiny chart lines up, the time of the question lines up with the annual chart with chief here and at level 6. And the other one had chief at level 7. This is the life door here. This means it's the door of prosperity and power and success. This produces it. So the life door is helping him. And then the harm door here means he doesn't come out of it unscathed. Because a harm door is somebody harming you or an attack. So as of now, this is what our opinion is. When the candidate of choice of the opposition comes in, we can look at that. After the impeachment, you can look at it again. We're down to here. So this is what we brought up. Yes, she's going to talk about it. You guys want to talk about it? It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Apparently in China, he's like a god. He had 2.4 million people get on WeChat and say something kind about it. And Chinese people are very superstitious. They're saying, let's start Chinese New Year all over again. Because of the event was so devastating to them.
You're saying by this chart, no.
Well,
Just things are good for him.
well, obviously not. But let's say this, we don't look at charts to see what people are going to pass. We just say, you have a possible accident this year, be careful of that. I didn't look at the years and stuff off the I don't look for the negative, because if your mind is negative, you're going to make the negative happen. So you have to think positive. This would be only for educational purposes, but I have to ask for no. Okay, so this is his date of birth. Day. This is his year. He's a horse. And this is his hour. And he's a month. So this is his luck pillar. And what are these two?
Don't forget, we're not officially into the new year yet. Okay?
February 4th. However, the new year started to ascend. It doesn't like February 4th, it just, a light switch goes on. It started to ascend in November. So its influence is there. So this is his current 10 years was up until 2023. What do we have here?
A horse and a rat.
It's a horse and a rat. It's a clash. This is the year. Another rat. Clash this. This becomes a bodily harm in this year, which started to ascend. And this is him. He is thing. He's right here. So this is, we can go deeper. he is in the horse, because this is him and this is him. So now, he has a bodily clash to this, and gung is accidents by metal. That's why when say those of you who have a horse and you have certain things in your chart, be very careful when you're driving and flying. So that's 2020. Now let's look at 2019, which ends in 2 days. It's the year of the pig, right? And the pig is, go to the next chart. So this is this year, I mean, 2019. Pig, it's opposite if you look at your chart. Flash is the snake. This is his body. All of you, your day is your body. So this is a clash to this. Snake and a pig together is accidents by air or by train, air, flying. So this year, this hits this. 2019, 2020, these two go back one. Did I do that? Oh,
This is the 2020.
Okay, go back. Go to the next one. So this is 2020. This should read 2019, but when you pull up the calendar, it'll say 2020 because we're in 2020. But 2019 flashes body. This is his body. This is his body. These two rats hit his body. And go back here. This is the snake. And these two together, this is his month and this is his day. You go down here, the snake is a destruction with the monkey, because it says destruction with the month. This is the destruction of the day, so this is a destruction along with compatibility. They also love each other, and they also have the destruction. So he gets both, right? And then a punishment is with, this is also a punishment with this, and this is their punishment back and forth. So the end stem clash, these two clash, fire and metal. Fire destroys metal. So he had, what we're trying to pin here is that he had it all over his chart because of all the different things. It's what we call an alignment. So he aligned it to 2019 clash. He aligns to 2020 as a clash. And internally, he has these destructions. And this is a clash 2020. This is a destruction. This is a destruction with this. And this is what we call problems with too much peach blossom, too much attraction. See, he has two peach blossoms in his chart, Easter and oil. Already the positive is he's very attractive to, he's got millions, billions, that's actually in China, it's 2.4 billion of followers and fans. But it also means on a personal level, he can get himself in a bit of a mess.
You got some sex scandals, if you remember, he had to pay off somebody.
Yes.
But it always interesting to marriage
the
with
liar looks, right. So because he's in this luck cycle, this is the third peach blossom. These, if you have these all in your chart, you have 3 of these, you should be a little careful yourself. Don't chase everything that comes at you.
But his wife is in his day pillar too, which means that she's very close to him, and that's one of the reasons why she might have stuck with him.
His wife is here, is this mental. His wife is here, so his wife, when he's in the marriage palace, their affinity is very strong. So even if mess comes along, she stay with him because the affinity is that strong. When your spouse is in your marriage palace, your affinity is very strong.
If your spouse was not in your palace, and then she might have left him, taking a chunk of his money, you know.
These are 2 additional pillars in his chart that you typically don't see. You will only see if you get that birth chart. But look what here. His conception pillar was a pig, and this year is a pig. So he had 2 pigs clashing this. His life palace was a rat. Now he has 3 rats clashing this. Conception pillar is the month you were conceived in your past life. So it's saying, suggesting that what has happened is related to a past life issue. This is your future life. And this is the future life. And you see, this is identical to this. And remember, when you see two things identical, this is identical to this. This means a sad event in this love pillar. If you see this as a fire snake, I'll go back. Go to this one again. See, no, fire snake. Fire snake, I'm sorry. It's the hour, oh, where's the hour he passed? It's not on here. No, we didn't. The hour he passed, the hour of the accident was the fire snake. So I had it on here, I must have wiped it out. So identical pillar, fire snake with his body, the hour he passed was a sad event with his body. This one is a sad event in his, this one is identical to his life house. See that the picture's the same?
Plus the date that he passed away, which was yesterday, right?
26.
26 was not an auspicious day. It doesn't mean that all auspicious days are bad, but it's a combination. It was like the perfect storm.
Is his daughter in the chart anywhere? Do we see?
I don't know her.
So had he been.
Oh, his daughter would
That passed away as
be, wait,
well.
his daughter is, his wife is here. Bethel produces water. Bethel produces running water.
Yeah, but I was curious to see like the analogous in his family.
Well, his daughter's right here. And this is these two are a destruction. And remember, the monkey doesn't have health this year. So this is his daughter's here, a destruction with this. So this pull, these two also love each other. So when it loves each other, it means it automatically pulls it in. But his already exists in his chart.
She was born May 1st, 2006.
Here's a running chart for you. That's the running chart. But do you see, this is an alignment. It would be interesting to look at his house. But don't call us up and say, can you tell me when I have an accident? Sometimes, you just have to live
We,
your life.
a lot of times we look back at a situation to kind of confirm the things that we see, and like I said, this one just.
For educational purposes.
Yes, education.
Let's go to some of your questions. What are your questions? This one? If you have any of these questions, you can ask it now.
Let's just take one question, because I really want to answer. Sorry.
You have a question? We'll go to this chart.
So real quick, if one is living in a condominium building with 20 units and that your one unit is located in the east, which you have to live there.
It's a door. See, she says her unit's in the east.
Mine's not, but my next door neighbor is in the east. So are they screwed over there?
It's not a question of screwed. If you're in the
You're not
east, if you read this, you know what you do? You take this and you look at all the positives. You look at your chart, you take all the positives. Your chart's screwed or both, you look at everybody around you and you go spend time with them. Look at your chart of your partner. They will save you. The year I had trouble, my husband saved me because he has 2 animals that save him.
Let's do a situation, one question. If you have a personal question or a transactional question or a health question, we'll take it and we'll just move on. Anybody?
When you walk in a front door, you may have covered this earlier, and you can walk right out the sliding door and there's water beyond it. This would be my home, that's the only entrance.
Let's make it
You
more
mean your front
more
or back door?
a situation, not that's a feng shui
That's a feng shui.
analysis.
You guys have a problem in your work or love life or
Okay, that's a,
you don't have it, it's okay. We don't have to.
My wife and I are born on the same day.
So what's your question?
So what does it look like this
we
year?
have to look at the analysis.
Now we have to look at the analysis. Go back to the questions.
Sorry.
We need to
I'm just trying to put something else.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
stay married or not?
Well, then we have a wealth question, or a relationship question, a crisis
Crisis
question, a career or a health question.
So you were saying the year that the monkeys are not going to do well? Is that what their position
No,
is?
We need
No.
a specific situation, okay? Because we already
Career.
covered a lot of this.
Let's say for career.
No, but
Let me answer. You have a monkey, all the things I said positive, you chase that. You ignore that the fact that it just means you don't have help.
You don't have help this year.
Remember I told you I have to go figure out, me and Patrick have to go figure out how to solve a problem, something innovative.
Okay.
So if you get stuck on the negative, it means you have a negative mindset. If you have a negative mindset, you're gonna get the negative. So
Got it.
I have 2 monkeys. I can sit here and cry myself into oblivion,
Got
or
it.
I can say, I gotta go be with the right people. I gotta go sleep in this room. I gotta do my feng shui. Okay? Nobody has a question?
It's okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. Okay, so this is, we want to introduce to you, we started doing biofeedback, and this is what it has the ability to do for your business. And since this year is one about competition and doing something new, this is one option for you to pursue. So in the biofeedback, it can read the electrical frequency of a house or of yourself and of other people. So we try to line the house's frequency or the frequency of the buyer, and you, seller and you, to do these things. If the house, there was a divorce or breakup or something negative in the house, then we can clear that. If there are negative energies from the 2020 stars, let's say the front door of the house you're selling is in the south or the north, and that person's birthday, they have a horse in their chart, then we can help soften that thing in that house. This is we can fuse the house in the day you're doing and infuse the house with positive energy for that day, the time you open for open house. If there's an impasse between any of these people, we can align the frequencies of you and the seller, you and the buyer. The buyer and the
feng
seller.
shui practitioner uses this technology.
And if you need, like let's say you got some problems in the transactions, closing the deal, we can either help with solving the problem, or you want to make it easy from the get start, we can do it from you from the beginning. Let's say this is the biggest contract you've ever had and you got to close this deal, we can help you with using the biofeedback as well as the feng shui. Next. Did you take a picture of that? Did you take a picture of that? Take a picture so that you know how it can help you or not?
Take a picture of your contact.
No?
Did you put the contact?
Yeah, we will.
It's on, it should be on here. It's on every one of your.
It is, yeah.
Okay, next.
Wait.
So this, you can call us if you want to go further. And thank you.
Yeah.